Well, I was worried.
Oh.
Worried, I say, that this next segment was not going to happen since we're all being invaded by drones.
God's sake.
Especially in New York, where we find our friend Meghan McCain. It is Mondays with Meghan, and she joins us from the New York City area. Are you still alive?
I'm not in the New York City area. I'm in the D.C. area.
Why did I think you were in New York? I thought you were in New York.
I told you this.
Yeah, Bruce told me that, and I said, no, what am I doing? Okay. They were in D.C., by the way.
I fled New York during COVID like everybody else.
They were in D.C., the drones this weekend, over the Capitol, and nothing was going on. And I'm dead serious, Meghan. I'm worried. Bruce thinks it's a joke.
Yeah. I am not risen to any level of panic whatsoever. Where are you on the drone thing, Meghan?
I don't like it. And I wish I had more, I wish I worked for the CIA and I could give you guys, I know people are speculating it's something called Project Blue Light and, there's a nuclear leak and the drones are looking for the nuclear energy or something. And, social media is just a hellscape of conspiracy theories right now. But I don't like it. And I don't understand why people like Senator Chuck Schumer are saying we need answers. We need answers. Like, you're one of the highest ranking senators in the American government. You should have an answer and tell us what's going on. Do I think it's alien life? I do not. Do I think it's potentially something shady regarding our U.S. government? Yes.
Okay. Is it from the government? Because, Trump was speaking today. He said the government knows. Joe Biden's the president, and he knows, but they're not telling anybody. Why would you not tell anybody? The only reason you don't tell anybody is if something is bad, if something is dangerous. They think, oh, my gosh, these people are going to run for the exits and the traffic jams for miles. If you don't tell us what's going on, we'll fill the gap, and we will give you a conspiracy theory. I did it all in the 4 o'clock hour.
He ran through all of them.
I ran through all of them, Meghan.
Well, what do you think? If you ran through all the conspiracy theories, what do you think is potentially what's happening?
I got loose.
I really would love to know.
I got loose nukes. I've got Biden's doing something to create something that will stop Trump from getting in office. I've got that. Well, what are the drones being?
Amazon drones, you said?
Oh, yeah. A lot of people have ordered stuff on Amazon, and maybe that's what it is.
So, Meghan, I tend to subscribe as the rational one on the show here, which I don't get described as very often.
It's true.
That it's kind of like the UFO crazes we go through. If you stare into the night sky long enough, you'll see whatever it is you want to see. I use it this way. If you go looking for Bigfoot, you'll eventually find some evidence of Bigfoot. That's what I think we're at.
I just feel like if you are living in New Jersey, though, and if you follow social media, my friend Harris Faulkner, who works for Fox News, she tweeted a bunch of videos of her balcony where she lives in New Jersey. And if that were flying over my home, I would be very concerned and confused as well. I did read that Elon Musk said that drone warfare is the future. So maybe we're just officially here in the future. But I agree with what Gaydos was saying. Just come out and say anything. But part of the problem is there's such a distrust of our government and there's such a distrust of people in power.
There's nothing they could say.
Yes. So I just don't know if they could say anything that would make people think we're not being invaded. That being said, I'm very happy I'm coming home to Arizona soon because it seems like a less likely susceptibility of, if there is a nuclear warhead, maybe I'll survive in Arizona. I doubt I'm going to survive in the D.C. area.
Well, it's nothing else. It's going to be warmer. How's that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Meghan McCain.
It's very disconcerting, though. I understand why people are upset.
Meghan McCain's joining us Mondays with Meghan at 5:05. Here's the other thing. We're watching drones being used in Ukraine to blow up Russian ships, like a small drone. And Ukraine has used them, and they've taken out these massive battleships.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of people,
warfare.
When you look at drones, okay, maybe one day it's going to deliver me the ice cream from wherever at the front door. But also, these things can be used for nefarious reasons, and who knows?
Every piece of technology since the invention of the wheel has eventually been used for war. Sorry.
Well, that's true. I mean, including Metallica songs, by the way, which are actually used in torture.
Yeah, including Metallica songs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I just, total offshoot, I just watched the trailer for 28 Years Later, and apparently there's a song in it that is used for torture training in the Navy SEALs. It's very disconcerting to watch that trailer as well. So you're right. Everything can be a weapon in one way or another. I just think that, part of the problem is, I think in a post-COVID world, I know for me, like at the beginning of COVID, it definitely felt very apocalyptic, especially in New York where I was living at the time, Gaydos, but not anymore where I was.
Right.
And I can remember seeing, body bags being put in the back of Mack trucks in Manhattan, and it was very scary, printed in my mind forever. And I feel like the problem is we're already living in such like high, tense, unpredictable times. And Biden has been a bad president. I think Trump is going to be a chaotic president. And there's just not a lot of like leaders of stability to guide us. And I think that is exacerbating everything because we don't trust anyone, and everyone, quite frankly, seems really immature.
I know this sounds weird, but I think I trust Trump to tell me what they are. I mean, he likes to just blab. He likes to give you some inside scoop. Sometimes he shouldn't do that, by the way, right? We've seen him do that.
He's also to release like the Epstein tapes and who shot RFK and like the Clinton list. Like all the promises he's making. If you're a conspiracy theorist, like you're gonna love if he, succeeds on this promise.
He said that the first time, also.
Yes, he did.
And
he did.
Didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, he said today the government knows. He doesn't understand why they're. Some of these drones.
He said he's afraid to go to New Jersey.
I was going to get to that.
Sorry.
Some of these drones are right over, what is it?
Bedminster.
Bedminster. And he goes, he's canceled his trip there this weekend. He doesn't want to be around these drones. I mean, if you've got the incoming president who doesn't want to be in a U.S. state, I mean, that's not nothing. And I don't know what Biden is doing, sitting in the White House for the last couple of weeks. Just come out and tell us.
They have.
No, they haven't.
They're commercial drones. Most of them are airplanes, fixed wing, things that people have seen. Do you know Governor Hogan, don't you, Megan?
Yeah, he's very popular.
He is a popular governor. He tweeted a video that he saw from his backyard in which he described large lights and drones that turned out to be the constellation Orion, for example. Again, if you stare into the sky long enough, you'll see whatever it is you want to see.
Right, how about
you'll
this
see
one?
little green men at some point.
The New York governor announced the federal government will deploy a state-of-the-art drone detection system into New York because of increased reports of the objects in the sky.
Yeah, and they'll say, there's drones.
That tells me they don't know what it is.
There's millions of privately owned drones in this country. You can fly them anywhere.
So why didn't they send in the state-of-the-art drone detection months ago if there were all these drones in there?
Just to tell them there's drones?
Just to tell us what they are.
Bruce, you have to concede that it is weirder because there seems to be more right this moment. But I will say to Gaydos' point, Trump also eats McDonald's all the time because he's paranoid about being poisoned. Like, he's a very paranoid man. He has had like 2 or 3 assassinations.
I didn't know that.
On him.
I didn't know the McDonald's thing.
Yep, that's why he eats McDonald's, because he's like overly paranoid about being poisoned by food. And obviously, if you get fast food, they don't know president's going to be eating it. So,
wow. I did
learn
not
something
know
new
that.
every day, you guys.
Yeah, that's why we have you on.
It's kind of smart if you think about it. I kind of like that.
So
I think McDonald's has killed more people than people trying to food poison them, but that's, Well,
you could get food poisoning.
Yeah.
He's worried about having his food
poisoned.
Right.
Yeah.
Mondays.
So I'm just saying he's paranoid in general. And again, if you're him, you have a right to be paranoid. It's fine. But like you said, are the drones more lethal to you than any other situation? That I don't know. But I hate the story because, again, it's all speculative. If you're paranoid, like I think we all have a right to be on some level. Like I try and just be like, baseline paranoid, but not like tinfoil hat crazy. Like it's okay to be somewhat disconcerted. It's just that they're not saying anything.
Yeah.
But I don't think that we're being invaded.
No.
My biggest concern would be this is some kind of like Chinese spy balloon situation, and we're being spied on by like China. But aside from that, like I don't think it's the nuclear warhead thing.
Sure.
And by the way, how many people have nuclear detectors in their house? Because if you believe social media, everyone has radiation detections in their house. I do not.
No,
I'm
I
not,
don't.
Like, checking for radiation in my home every day.
No, that's not a thing.
Can Alexa do
Geiger
that?
counter?
It's like an Alexa. Can you say, Alexa, detect for radiation?
I've got a CO. What do I have? The CO2?
CO2?
one,
Yeah.
maybe?
No, that's not radiation.
That's not radiation.
No, no.
Again, I just
Like a
refuse to
plutonium
participate.
alert or something.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
refuse to participate in panic. So
you
guys have at it. I'm just not going to participate.
I participate in panic,
Yeah,
and I'm
I
pretty
don't.
good at it.
I've never bought toilet paper.
Me neither. Sorry,
Gaydos.
I did a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't do the
I got a good laugh out of her.
either.
That's outstanding. Megan, thank you. Listen, we've learned that you're not a full-blown crackpot today. You're just somewhere in the reasonable amount of crackpottedness.
She's not a crackpot like me.
No,
what you're
she's
saying.
not as far off the outside the reservation as you are.
Yeah.
And we learned that Trump eats McDonald's because he's afraid of being poisoned. Wow.
I'm glad I can bring you this vital information.
This is important stuff. Really appreciate it. Megan, thank you so much.
Merry Christmas.
When are you coming out?
Literally Saturday. Very excited.
So are we
Very,
going to
very
have,
excited.
do you think we have her in studio? Oh, we're not here next week.
I'm done this week. Megan, we're going to need you to come out a little
You guys-
earlier to
you
make
guys need
sure.
a break, but I'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, I do need a
And
break.
I really promised your producers I would start doing videos. It's just you get me at nighttime, like right as I'm putting my children to bed, and I'm like, I look terrible. The internet will crash.
Fair enough.
Be like, look at her.
Fair enough. Well, have a safe trip out here. Have a wonderful holiday and enjoy the heat. What is it? Thursday, it's going to be 81 degrees.
I'm so excited.
I know.
It's freezing here. It's a tundra. I'm so excited.
Tundra.
See you later, Megan.
Thanks for watching Outspoken with Bruce and Gaydos. Tap to watch more from KTAR News and click the button in the middle to subscribe.